Hey, what is going on, everybody? New video here finally. It's been a long time for a recent new video, but we're about to head out to the airport here, going back home to Washington State and to do another drive back from Seattle to Texas down here. We're going back up to pick up a vehicle, and so we'll be driving that down. This will be our fourth time in the last 2 years that we've done this drive. So first time it was just her and I, and we did the drive down and stopped in Vegas before coming down. And then second time was my mom and I, when I moved down here, went down the West Coast and came across Arizona and New Mexico. And then the last time we decided to go across through Montana, down through Wyoming, and straight down that way. So this time we're going to just kind of head straight through Utah. I think we clip a slight corner of Colorado and then dip into New Mexico and come over. So I don't even think I filmed the last time we drove down, but this time I kind of want to see what kind of gas prices are going to be doing. So we all know the gas prices they were really high earlier this year, a few months ago. They've started to kind of come down a little bit, but I'm going to be interested to kind of see how gas prices are right now. And then we're going to try and stop at some places and have some good food. We're not going to be in any kind of real big rush this time. Last few times we've been kind of in a hurry just to get back home down here in Texas. And so we haven't really stopped for anything. But yeah, we kind of want to, it's just going to be my wife and I this time. So we want to kind of enjoy it a little bit. It's going to be over Labor Day weekend. So today is Friday. For Labor Day, we're heading, like I said, heading to the airport, and then we're going to try and be on the road tomorrow, Saturday, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And we just plan to be home about Monday between 10 and noon in the morning. So no real rush to get down here. We're just going to try and hopefully enjoy it a little bit more over this longer weekend. And yeah, so check out the gas prices. Usually, I want to say the other 3 times that we drove down, it's been about $600-700, and that was roughly around $3 a gallon is my guess. I think it's a little bit higher than that right now. So I'm just kind of interested in seeing that. But hopefully we can make a decent video out of it this time, and stop in some good places to eat and get some good pictures along the way. And hopefully I'll enjoy this one. So off to the airport, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes. All right, what is going on? Hey, made it here to Washington. Here's the 4Runner that we're going to be taking back to Texas here very shortly. I was going to film last night when we kind of got in, but it was crazy. The airport, SeaTac, it was absolute chaos trying to get a vehicle down there. Actually waiting for our vehicle. So we ended up actually walking like where we weren't even really supposed to get our vehicle and just get out. It was crazy down there. And then we went in and grabbed some Dick's Burgers. If you're from Washington or been to Washington area, you know about Dick's Burgers. If you're up here, they're amazing. So had to get some of those. And Friday night, so high school game was out, and they had some like car show meet thing going on up there. So everybody's revving their engines. It was just craziness, and I was just too tired for all that last night. But came here, got a little bit of sleep, and about to hit the road. So we did a few errands this morning real quick in the 4Runner here. It's pretty nice, so happy to be taking that back down, and I'll go over that a little bit later. I'm probably, like I mentioned, the gas just a few minutes ago, kind of tracked that. The computer was saying about 20-23, so we'll probably get that up a little bit higher. And another thing I kind of forgot to mention too real quick is the vehicles that we drove down were an F-150 V8, a F-150 Eco, and then a Nissan Armada, which was garbage. So and all those were around 16 to 20, so for that $700 that we spent. So just kind of a guide on what we drove and kind of what we're taking now. And so we'll see. Gas up here in Washington currently, I've seen it's still almost $4 or $5 a gallon. I've seen around 460-ish right now, some areas, but down in Texas right now, we're back down into like the 320s, 330s. So hopefully as we get closer, it'll get cheaper. But it'll be just kind of interesting to see. So, but yeah, like I said, we're about to hit the road. First stop we're gonna do is go hit a barbecue joint that we used to go to all the time up here. It's called Gabriel's Fire. It's actually just down the road, not very far. And of course I got to wear my white t-shirt for barbecue, so hopefully we don't get anything on there. And we're gonna go check that out. All right, so we're here at Gabriel's Fire. We just got here real quick. We've actually been coming here for probably close to 12 years. This guy actually catered our wedding a long time ago, so it's brisket time. He's got everything in here. Everything's made from scratch, and it's probably the best barbecue in Washington. So ready for this before we go hit the road. Let's go check it out. Oh, that barbecue put me in a food coma. So, well, but we're finally on the road. Finally heading back home. Just left the barbecue joint. So here in a little bit we'll do our first top off fill up, and we'll go from there. That gas station we just passed, their diesel was $6.10 and their gas was like almost $5. So we're gonna try and get out of the city a little bit before we fill this thing up and really get back on the road. But we're on the road and we're heading home, so check back in with you guys here shortly. Sorry I didn't do a whole lot of filming along the trip there, but we are back in Texas, back in San Antonio. Just grabbed my truck from the airport here and heading back home. It was just a lot of sleep, a lot of drive, a lot of sleep, a lot of drive, or I should say, a lot of sleep, little sleep, a lot of drive. There we go. But still tired. We got in 4 o'clock this morning or so. It was just about 12 hours ago. Went straight to bed. I could still be asleep. I'm still pretty tired, but gotta get up, get stuff done today, get ready for the work week. So, but vehicle did awesome. I'll talk about the vehicle, in another video probably, but very comfortable ride. A few things I don't know, a few things I wouldn't say I don't like necessarily, but just things that I like that my truck has. But overall, the vehicle was really awesome, really good. It's a limited, so it's all-time 4-wheel drive. But yeah, as soon as I get back, we'll go over the final gas tally. I think my $600-700 range is pretty close. I haven't done a final number yet, but we were averaging through the mountains, so that was the thing. So yes, it's all-time 4-wheel drive, so that kind of probably eats up some gas a little bit. And then a lot of the mountain ranges through Washington, through southern or northeastern Oregon where we drove, through Colorado, Nevada. There's a lot of mountain ranges that we were going through, a lot of hills and stuff, so kind of ate into our gas for that. But once we hit the flats through like New Mexico and West Texas, we were getting over 21, about 22ish for a little while. So it did get a little better back up there, and our gas prices were pretty much around $4.50, $4.40, $4.50 until we got to New Mexico, where we finally got into the threes. So, but yeah, we'll get to that in just a minute. I want to say real quick on Gabriel's Fire that I know I didn't end up filming anything in there. It was kind of different from the last time we went. It's been several years actually before all of 2020 happened, and so he's limited on his seating still, and I'm not going to get into why or what's going on up there, but I'll just say that it's Washington State and things are a little bit weird up there. So like I was saying real quick, Washington, they were one of the last to drop the masks and all that stuff, and whatever. And so everything's still set up. So he had like I want to say 5 or 6 tables set up before. Now it's two sections of 6. So it's just a little bit different. The food was still absolutely amazing though. So I would still definitely highly recommend going in there. If you go in, if he doesn't have a spot, get it to go, whatever. But Gabriel's Fire is absolutely amazing barbecue up there. And then hopefully you guys like those some of those shots going through. Started out, those first few were Eastern Washington, and then Colorado and Nevada area. Those rock formations are just incredible to see in person, and to watch you see the erosion lines and everything, and it looks so nice out there and so quiet and out in the desert out there. Absolutely love driving through that area every time I've gone through there. All right, guys, just to finish up here right before we get into that final gas total, I want to talk about one place that we stopped at real quick. It was right at, let me pull it up here real quick actually. It's at 70 and 191 out there in Utah. It's about a half hour north of Moab. It's labeled as Papa Joe's Gas online, but it's currently Jackass Joe's Gas. Don't stop there. So what happened, if you look it up, it's really weird. He's got like some weird UFO thing going on. Hey, stop and take pictures, whatever. But kind of what got me, he didn't have like a gas sign outside, as in like the prices that you normally see, you know, and it is my fault too. I didn't like look, but now that I look online, other people complain about it too. So he sells, like, the store is full of beef jerky, but if you really look at it, it's like kind of the same 10 different kinds of beef jerky throughout the entire store. So it's really not like a whole lot of different jerky in there, but that's their thing, it's their jerky. But so I bought some jerky and paid for some gas, and I go out, and that's when I noticed that the gas beforehand, it was about $4.15, $4.20 a gallon, which was normal along the drive most of the way. But then I looked, and he was charging $6.30 a gallon. Why, I don't know. Maybe he thinks because he's out in the middle of nowhere or something. But so I ended up putting a few gallons in, whatever, before heading down through Moab. So I would just say that if you want to stop by and take some pictures if you're out there, but just be aware of the gas price. There are gas stations south on 191 that are much cheaper. There's a Maverick, Exxon and stuff if you can make it there. So just a heads up on that joint. Just stop in, take some pictures. I don't know. I don't recommend gas to that place because he's charging really expensive prices there. But so how much did it cost us to drive from Seattle back to San Antonio? First, the route that we took is Google's fastest route. So basically we cut through Eastern Washington, a little corner of Oregon, through Idaho, and down through Utah. I think we clipped Colorado, I believe, and then New Mexico and over. So it's listed on Google as like 34 hours or something like that. I think I want to say it took us like 36, 37. We did stop for lunch in New Mexico at El Patio or El Patio. Not too far off the freeway. Really good. Had an amazing chili relleno. If you want to check out that place, it was really good. But that was really the only like major food stop that we stopped at. Everything else was basically just quick gas station snacks, fill up and back on the road. I would say overall, like I mentioned real quick, our gas prices we start out like $4.60 something up in Washington, and it basically held, you know, 420, 430. Right now, you know, this is summer 22 if you're watching this later in the time. Basically held all the way to New Mexico. We didn't get under $4 until New Mexico, which I thought was kind of crazy. I thought we'd be under $4 well before that. But so yeah, I'd say we averaged out around $4, $4.10 a gallon or so after everything's all said and done. It's like 1,600 miles, I want to say. Yeah, it was just a good ride. First, like I said at the beginning, first time we've done this route, and really enjoyed this route. Moab was absolutely amazing. I'd never been through there, of course, and I honestly, I thought it was just a desert. I know guys go, or people go out there, you know, jeeps and doing it, or rock crawling and stuff like that out there. But I didn't know that it was as built up as it is, and that could be recent, you know, within the last 10 years or so. But there's a lot of nice hotels. There's a lot going on in there, and so Moab was really, really nice. I'd like to go back there someday and check it out a little bit more. Yeah, so our gas total, I thought we had been spending $600-700. The vehicle was about 20 miles per gallon, and so we actually only spent right around $500. So we actually did quite a bit better than I thought we'd been doing and what I expected, so that's good. And just so you're kind of aware, if you need a ballpark figure for gas, around $4 a gallon right now, and 20 mile per gallon vehicle. So if you go down the coast and you're going to go through California, definitely plan for some higher prices going that route. I'm not sure if you do our last route where we went over and down through Montana and down that way, but it's really not too bad right now. And now that gas prices, summer's kind of come to an end, and gas prices were already coming down a little bit, so hopefully that cost comes down more for everybody here pretty soon. So just want to do a quick video here on yeah, just the gas prices driving from Seattle to San Antonio, because this is the third or fourth time we've had to do it recently, and who knows when we'll be doing it again, but hopefully it'll be cheaper. So until the next video, all right, see you guys.